Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin.
It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin, and look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
What's up, everybody? Back with another episode of Ready, Set, Go. We in the building, and you know who it is, man. Right over there is Black Santa Claus himself. AKA when he is not Christmas time, you know who he is, the bearded wonder himself, Rodney Green, man. What's up, baby?
Hey, man, I just want to bring all our listeners, man, season's greetings from RSG. You know what I mean? Season's greetings, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all of that. From RSG, we're coming to you this year in the Christmas season, bringing you content, man. We work on the holidays, man, for you guys. For you guys. To all the... No, I ain't going to do it. I ain't even gonna do it.
Come sit on Santa's lap.
I ain't gonna even do it. Hey, man, listen, we got a few things we want to talk about, man, that's been on the internet for a couple of weeks or a week or so, man. We want to talk about the young man Gout Gout. Man, young man Gout Gout, man. I like what he is doing. Recently, Gout Gout, there's rumors that he's made a deal with Adidas, and he's now a athlete, sponsored by Adidas. And since his sponsorship, it gave him a new revived resurgence of energy to break all these records. Now, what are some of those records that he broke it?
Well, first of all, he broke the under 18 world record, which is 10:17. And he has the Australian record, which was the previous Australian record was 20:06. He went 20:04. I don't know if you got a chance to watch the video of his races, but impressive, very impressive. Not just impressive because of him beating the field by such a large margin, but it's the fact of the technique. And I watched him come off the turn and how he handled it. He ran those races like a professional athlete would run those races. Very poised. Even in the 100 meters, when you saw, one of his competitors got out the blocks ahead of him, he didn't panic. He stayed poised and he just kept it his form and came across the line. And he's a showman, dog. He got a little swag to him. You know what I mean?
I see him. And that race, I think the race was 10:04. It was win-aided. When he ran 20:04, I was saying that 100-meter race, man, and his transition and acceleration was crazy. It was good to see his air time and the way he moved throughout the end of that race. Man, it's like he kept accelerating. It was fun to see. You know what I mean? The one thing I know, and the funny thing is it's so easy, and I think I said this before, right? Everybody is like the next Usain Bolt. Listen, man, Gout Gout is Gout Gout. Let him be Gout Gout. Usain Bolt has accomplished so much. Just go on World Athletics page and just open up Usain Bolt's his accolades from junior athlete all the way to adulthood. And then you will reference why, you don't want to put this type of pressure on this type of young man. You know what I mean? Like I said, getting a gold medal in one Olympics is hard. That man Usain Bolt has got him in 3 Olympics. And not just one, but in 100, 200, and 4x1, which is a hard feat in itself. Him being a child too, because he is 16. To everybody saying that he's not 16, I've looked up on some information. His parents moved from Sudan or South Sudan when he was 2 years before he was born in Australia. So he is 16. So everybody teasing him online saying that he's older than he is. The young man is 16. Australia has a... They have a real good... Go ahead.
They out there talking about check his birth certificate? They really doing that?
Yeah, man. Which is crazy, man. I mean, we live in a social media age, and that is definitely cyberbullying. But like I said, the keyboard warriors, they're going to do it, man. They're going to get behind there and they're going to talk. You know what I mean? It's funny, but I mean, nobody can see you and see who you are. You know what I mean? Be brave. When you put stuff like that, put your face online. Let me see how brave you are when you do that. That'll let me know how brave you really are. All right.
Put your face right by the comment.
Put your face right by the comment. Let me see how brave y'all really are. Your face and your address. Do that. Do that.
Yeah, I said it. That's my face right there. I said it.
Yeah, man. But like I said, these people throw the rock and hide their hand. Throw the rock and hide their hand.
It's true. You know, I mean, one thing you got to know is that he's a true talent. When you watch him run, you could tell that he competes with the intent to go out there and not just beat people, but go out there and run as fast as he can. I saw him get interviewed too. Very poised, articulate. He puts together his goals and what he's trying to do very well, right? And he said, I want to bring back a sprint medal to Australia. I want to get on top of that podium for Australia. That's his goal, you know, and not just at a youth age, but at a professional age. So hearing someone who's at 16 years old doing the amazing things he does, I think he looks at that pressure that you were talking about earlier, not so much pressure, but as the fact of it is going to be my goal. This is what I have to do. So I want to prepare myself for what pressure does come, what obstacles do come in my way, and I want to conquer them, you know? And it's a rarity, bro. It's a rarity to find kids who have the talent, but also have the will and the foresight to really see that, okay, for me to be legendary as I want to be, I have to tackle all these things that's in front of me. Even the haters out there talking about his birth certificate.
Now, I'm going to deviate a little bit and I'm going to talk to you. So now you know, you was a young star, right? This boy ain't fought no demons yet. The more he run fast, the more things are going to come his way. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those could be distractions. How will he handle those? I think a lot of people see their goals, but they don't see the things that can knock them off their horse. How does he handle that? Maybe you can speak more on that. How did you stay focused with everything that started coming your way once you started to see a different level of fame?
I think that he has to make sure, and not just him, but he has to, the people around him, his circle, family, coaches, teammates, his circle is going to have to make sure that he is taken care of. He's so focused on right now on achieving the goals that's in front of him that he's not gonna know those demons, bro. Those demons are going to come in disguise. Those demons are going to come with smiles. Those demons are going to come with loose guarantees. Those demons are going to come with money. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen in these kind of situations. So moms, coaches, teammates, those are the people who are going to have to sharpen their skills on figuring out who is good in his corner and who's not good in his corner. And they can't be tempted by the money. They can't be tempted by the fame. They have to be locked in on achieving something that's never been done before. And it's going to take steps, step by step. And everyone has to be patient in that process. Because if you don't, then that's when the evil and the demons and the trickery will seep in, for sure, 100%. But I think for him right now, it's just about staying focused, staying hungry. But me and you talked about this earlier. What does it look like for him? Is he going to train in Australia? Is he going to have to come to America to train? Because now we know that Australia, South Africa, those kind of countries, they have a whole different track season. So they're in shape at a different time than we all are in shape over here on this side of the world. So what you think about that? How is that transition going to look? Right?
I wonder how he handles it. You know what I mean? I wonder how he sustains that. You know, you talk about a world medal. How does he sustain this type of fitness all the way till September, right? We barely in December. So he got to hold this type of fitness. Like, how does he go back down? But it's a rumor. I don't know how true the rumor is. It's a rumor that he goes to Lance Brahman and trains with Noah Lyles. I don't know how true that is. If that is so, that is a great training partner. We will be looking at another transition of when Noah started to train with Tyson. And now look at Noah now. There will be Gout Gout training with Noah. And then we'll see how that changes. You know what I mean? I think when Noah went there, he was a teenage star. He had won Junior Worlds. He had won a few accolades, New Balance Nationals and things like that. And then he went to train with a seasoned vet in Tyson Gay. You know, so this would be the next transition for Lance Brahman to get somebody like Gout Gout to train with Noah, to get to understand and travel, to understand professionalism. And I think in a camp like that, he will learn, you know, how they kept Noah in a bubble for him to grow where he wanted to go. You know what I mean? So I think he learns from them because he would be kind of taking the same track.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. That's a really good move, especially at the age he's at right now. You don't want to isolate him too much and put him in a bubble and say, Gout, this is your world. You want him to understand what it is to be an Olympic gold medalist in 100 meters or a world champion in the 200 meters or to be trained with people who have broken world records at a higher level, to understand the psyche of how they train, their preparation. Sometimes you're going to be surprised. You might step up in that track and be like, man, they're going to be so dedicated. They're going to be so ready. And we both know there's a lot of athletes out there with immense talent, and their drive and their dedication is actually not even balanced. They're probably some of the worst people who practice. You know what I mean? But they turn up and turn on when it's time. You know what I mean? So
you got lights, camera, action, right? That's what we call it.
Lights, camera, action, man. Lights, camera, action for sure.
Yeah, man. But shout out to Gout Gout, and your world record. I think he got the under 16 world record also. I think Usain Bolt had it at 2061. I
believe so, yes.
So I think that's where they get the measurable from. You know what I mean? But like I said, there's so many things that he has to go through to be the next. You know what I mean? He's the next Gout Gout. Let's enjoy Gout Gout. That's what I always say.
Let's enjoy Gout. Let's enjoy Gout.
Let's enjoy Gout Gout for what he's doing right now. Let's do that.
Listen, man, I ain't trying to see Gout Gout in all these diamond leagues up right off the bat. Like, let that man grow as an athlete. Let him have fun. Let him be able to have like a semi-vacation while he's out there trading and competing around the world. Let him be a kid still. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time he turns really about 18, 20 years old, it's real now. There ain't no going back. No. And a lot of the stuff does not become fun anymore. It's all work. Yep. And it's a lot of work and hard work.
Hard work. Yeah. So with that being said, we going to wrap up Gout Gout. Shout out to Gout Gout in Australia, man. We want to see more of you, man. We have a lot of these young stars coming up. Him, Christian Miller. You know what I mean? Quincy. I say our future is safe in track and field with a lot of these young stars, man. I was looking at Quincy's track, man. This kid was like and this is the young Quincy I'm talking about, not gold medalist Quincy, but
Quincy Wilson. Wilson.
Yeah, both of them are gold medalists, but I mean,
Quincy Hall.
Yeah.
They call him Big Quincy. We sound country yourself. Big Quincy.
Yeah.
Big Quincy, little Quincy.
Yeah. But like, this kid was like a national champion before he's like 8 years old or something like that, bro. He been
him. His
trajectory is crazy, like how he trended and keep ascending. It's amazing to see. You know what I mean? I wish him the best. But like I said, the future of track and field, of sprinting, is safe with those young gentlemen. We had some other controversial statements in our world, man. We had gold medalist Michael Johnson said that he can save track, but he couldn't save field. You know what I mean? And he has some ideas on how he could do those things with Grand Slam track. A lot of people think he made this comment or statement prematurely because a Grand Slam track event haven't happened yet. You know what I mean? And then some people have gotten backlash for things they've said online about Michael Johnson, him being, one of our, gold medalists and one of our dearest former world record holders of our sport. So what do you think about those statements?
I think that, to be honest, man, I think Michael spoke his truth. And he felt like he can bring something different to the sport, but the sport is going to have to change to understand his difference. And obviously he feels he's had his success and he's gained his success on the sprint side. Maybe he doesn't know much about the field side to be able to make it successful. Or maybe that's a call to arms for legends in the field world to step up and be the parallel Michael Johnson and put on great events for field events, But I think for Michael, I think it was a bold statement, bro. It was bold because right now in the changing of the guards that we're in with track and field, I think more unity is better than division and how you speak upon it. And fix what you can fix, but let's do that. Just fix what you can fix first, right? And if people come tap you on the shoulder and says, well, why are you not fixing, the field events? Then okay, maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's when the statement was made when he was asked about the field part. But it ruffled a lot of feathers, bro. It ruffled a lot of feathers. I mean, you saw the Woodhalls. The Woodhalls did not like it at all, bro. They did. Tar did not like it.
Yeah, they didn't like it, but what they said, people didn't like it either. They didn't like the disrespect of a gold medalist. We've had some people who even digged a little bit into their lives. And I mean, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? I guess they saying they riding on their high horse now, and you know what I mean? They feel like they can say whatever. But I think they were more so speaking from defense. You know what I mean? I think it was like they saw it and they feel like they should post immediately, not thinking, okay, maybe we should think this through because we are very visible right now. You know what I mean? How we should address this, or, you know what I mean? I think it was just a hasty comment that they said with a lot of emotions behind it, right? You know what I mean? I think that's what happened.
Side? You talking about people making comments towards...
Yeah, the Woodhalls, when they made their comment and they made the video, I think it was where they saw Michael's comment and they feel like they needed to comment immediately. And they didn't see counsel from anybody. They just feel like, hey, this is what we want to say. We're going to say it, and we're going to be unapologetic to it no matter who's watching. You know what I mean? And I think that's how it happened.
So what do you feel about that? What do you feel? Do you feel like they were out of line on what they said?
The reason why I said they was like track and field doesn't need Michael Johnson is it's not a true statement, because Michael Johnson has still been a part of track and field since he left. I mean, he was not working on the U.S. side, but he was working on BBC side on the British station. So he's been
I remember those. I remember those days.
Yeah, you would remember those days.
I remember those days.
But I mean, needless to say, like he's been a part of the sport since he's been a commentator. I think he was, and somebody gonna correct me in the comments, I think he's been a commentator since 2004 or 5, all the way up to now. Like, so it's 20 plus years. He's been a part of the sport, just commentating, not on the American side. Also, I think it speaks volumes that somebody of his magnitude, because of Grand Slam track, could bring a snowball of $30 million to the table for his event. You know what I mean? A person... Nobody else in our sport could say they done that and say, okay, we've created a pitch deck to present an event and we have $30 million at the hedge. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's easier for people to make claims that he's not doing anything, but like he's going to change a lot of lives with Grand Slam track. Whether successful or not, that purse is already made. You know what I mean? Once those people win those races, that money will go out and they will be paid, and he will change some of the lives in track and field. Maybe not all of them, but I think it's definitely a start to where you're going.
So I literally sat and read the comment, and how he said it. It reminded me of it reminded me of a installment of the movie Saw. Never saw. He was like, "You want to play a game? You can only save 2. You can only save one of these 2. Track or field. What are you going to save? You can't save both."
Yeah, Mike should have just said he was in a new movie Saw, and that was like a cutout, and they took his statement and ran with it. You know what I mean? But I do think a lot of eyes are deaf. By him saying that, it's going to bring a lot of eyes to Grand Slam track to be successful. You know what I mean? And I want it to be successful because I want our sport to grow. I want our sport to grow immensely. So he's going to have haters wanting him to fail. And then he's going to have the investors wanting him to win because they got to get their money back.
100%, 100% right there.
And tickets have went on sale, by the way, for Grand Slam track. So they have went on sale. So
what they looking like? What the tickets looking like?
Man, I think like an all access pass is like $200.
What am I getting? What am I getting access to? The locker rooms? What am I getting access to?
You getting access?
I get to shoot the starting pistol?
Nah, you get the finish line. I think. It's almost like you get like finish line seats. I got to read it again, but I know it breaks all the way down for like, if you get a 3-day pass, you get like a VIP 3-day pass for $200. And then it ranges from like a general admission pass for I think like $20 on the low end. You know what I mean? But I think you get like special treatment for the $200 pass. I have to take a look again, but they have went on sale. For anybody wondering. So you go to Grand Slam track, we want to definitely put it out there. They are on sale right now.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So with that, do you feel like what is the solution to this issue then? I think this is a prime opportunity because our sport is about opportunity right now, right?
100%.
That's the environment we're in right now. And I said it earlier in the conversation. I think one of these legends from the field needs to step up. One or two, it don't matter. Just the fact is reinvent what the field looks like as a sport, put together showcases and have the talents that are in the field division come out and show who they are. Because you have fans, they have followers. I think that if it's packaged correctly, it can do an amazing job on its own. Because right now it makes it sound like track and field. The field part is like Otis. And you already know what I was going with this. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. And that's not the case at all. You know what I mean? So we need to be able to really solve the issue in this situation, because you are seeing more sprint showcases that are popping up because sprint is very popular to watch. It's quick, it's fast, it's entertaining, but those things can be also implemented into other events in our sport that can be able to make it more entertaining. It wasn't like just sprint just would say, hey, let's package it as it is and just throw it out there to the world. Like, you've obviously seen Athos has done it. You've seen these street races that have come along in the past and have gained a lot of notoriety and a lot of traction through different cities. So I think that the sprint side is already making the blueprint. It's the fact that now the field side can make their own blueprint as well and be exciting. And I think that's how we support. We can say, you know what? I'm going to pull up to the sprint. I'm going to pull up to the Grand Slam. I'm going to pull up to the Athlos. I'm going to pull up to all these other events. And I'm also going to pull up to these field events too to see what's happening. That's how you support from where we're standing at.
I think the greats in our sport, who would that person be? You know what I mean? You think about the greats in our sport, who's going to be able to pull together. Like I said, Michael Johnson was Michael Johnson with the gold shoes. Everybody remember Michael Johnson with the gold shoes. It's iconic. You see what I'm saying? So somebody of his stature could go in with a very intelligent pitch deck and make that pitch. You know what I mean? Because people know who he is. They remember the gold shoes all the way from 1996. Like, that's still memorable. You know what I mean? Now, this is me playing devil's advocate. A lot of people, if you're not in track and field, couldn't name you the world record holder in a jump. They couldn't.
I understand that.
And
but at the same time,
that's the problem.
Every successful business didn't have someone notable pushing the narrative for that business. They showed what they could bring to the table. And it's all about supply and demand, right? And we talked about this before. Let's just say Tara out there on the long jump, right? And you pull up she's jumping in London. She's jumping next to a double-decker bus, the length of a bus. You got to wow the crowd, because the crowds, especially the audience that you want to attract, they don't understand meters. They don't understand things like that. They understand feet. And then sometimes they're not even wowed by that. You got to show them something that's comparable to how amazing your efforts are. And then people are going to say, wow, I love that. And it's also the environment, dog. Like, nowadays, like, beach volleyball had the blueprint for a long time and we didn't realize it. You name me one Olympic gold medalist in beach volleyball. Exactly. But at the same time, it's one of the most popular events in the Olympics. Why? Because of the environment. There's music constantly playing. There's drinks. There's celebration. There's beer. There's people out there playing volleyball in their swimsuits. People love the experience. Now, are you going to have people packed out in the stadium and be excited to see if LeBron James is playing? No. But at the same time, people want to experience. People want to be entertained. So I think if they take the route of just learning how to entertain their crowd and making them come back for more and making the track or making the field the centerpiece of that entertainment, I think they could be on to something.
I think definitely, just like what you said with Tara. I mean, I remember when her and I think it was Bianca was going back and forth with the jumpathon thing. I think people wanted to see that. People like to see them talk a little bit of trash and run up the check. I bet $5,000 on me. Like that type of stuff, is definitely cool. People want to see people challenge people like Mondo. You got to challenge him. Yeah, even though you break the world record twice a year, every year, and he jump into the stars, somebody got to try to beat him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? People want to see Ryan Krauser go down. You know what I mean? So we probably might have to bridge the gap with some of the olds, bridging them with the new. We bring the old world record holder and bring somebody who's the gold medalist to kind of bring together a pitch deck of what they think, like a Carl Lewis and a Tara, or a Carl Lewis and somebody from long jump, to bring that together to kind of see what they can bring. Because now Carl Lewis still has star power today. He could walk into a room, and if he believes that something is going to work, he could possibly walk away with a check to say, okay, we're going to try this. You know what I mean? Because people believe in Carl.
You're right.
But everybody can't do that because people still be amazed by Carl Lewis, man, today. You know what I mean? So, and that's something that we definitely have to use. Some of the field events, they might have to reach out to Carl and be like, hey, can you help us with this? You know what I mean? We're trying to raise money for this, have a banquet, a dinner, pitch deck on how we can do it. I want to see the field events win.
I mean, even look at Jackie Joyner-Kersee. She's still a name. She's still relevant. When you say Jackie Joyner-Kersee, people know that name.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? And she's very well known and very well versed. I mean, look at Anna Hall. She was all about having Jackie at her practices and watch it over her while she was preparing herself for the Olympics. So I think people who are respected still in the field, who have a name behind them like that, you know what I'm saying? Allow them, come together, allow them to start to push the narrative and what it could be, how it can be exciting for, field. I always want to say track and field. Field.
Let's reach out to the OGs, our young stars who have followed us today. Let's reach out to our OGs in the field, man, who still have star power. And let's start to brainstorm and see how we can make this happen, because we want to make it happen. We don't want to say, oh, track is doing this thing and then field is not a thing. Like I always tell people, man, my favorite event outside of track and field is high jump. I love high jump. I love high jump. You know what I mean? That's a thing for me. But I mean, I love to watch high jump. You know what I mean? But for other people, they might want to understand why you want to love high jump, man. To see them dudes go over 7'10" and 7'11". That's crazy. That's crazy. They jumping off of Yao Ming, bro.
Yeah. I think it should be bracket style. You look at like shot put, right? If you do a bracket style in that event, that would be pretty dope right there. To watch them go like throw for throw. You know what I'm saying? Who throws the furthest moves on to the next round. You know what I mean? Until you get to the end and then those two people throw off and see how that goes. Or either you get 6 throws and each throw progressively gets heavier and heavier. So now it's not just about technique, but it's also implementing more strength with the technique and see how that goes. You have so many ways to be creative, bro. Like you could change the sport. Well, who says the sport has to stay this way? Like as long as you are able to apply rules that would be able to abide by what the governing body is, why not try something different? You can. Yeah. Like we use the Olympics as our golden crown while other sports use their world championships as their golden crown. You know what I mean? So you can make change. You can make the world championship more popular than the Olympics if you desire. That's what our sport is all about.
100%. But one thing you're going to always need is a purse, a format, and a pitch deck. And if we could have somebody put together a good pitch deck, a format, and we have some type of purse to where we could bring in money to try to do it, then we can start talking. That's exactly what Michael Johnson did. He put together a pitch deck. He went and he had investor meetings. He brought the money, and now he's about to have his event. So we have to not only have ideas, but we have to have strategy on how we get those ideas moving. So, but like I said, the first part has to start. Let's start with the brainstorming ideas. Then we build a pitch deck. Then we build a format. And then we go get the money. Yeah, man.
There you go.
Moving on, man. We had other statements made. You know what I mean? And there was a clip of a statement of Noah Lyles. Right? At the end of his interview, I can't remember who he was interviewing with, but he was saying
it was Let'sRun.com.
Let'sRun.com, yes, which is a very, very big YouTube page on watching track and field. And in the last segment, he was like, when they asked him if he wanted to be 100-meter champion, 200-meter champion, he quickly said 100-meter champion because nobody cares about the 200 meters. Now, I had a slight problem with this with Noah because Noah loves the 200. That's his event. That is definitely an event. My only problem with him saying that nobody cares about the 200 is that the man that won Athlete of the Year is the 200-meter Olympic champion. So in my head, it was like, was that because you ain't? Or I don't know.
I have to say that Noah gave Tebogo his props in that interview. He actually, impressively, he ran down the list of all of Tebogo's latest achievements in the last couple of years, which made me also impressed because you watching your opponents, you watching them grow. And he said, they're growing. I know that they're growing. I think that he got a taste of understanding what it is to be the fastest man. You know what I mean? To be able to win the Olympics and see what the attention is like compared to winning a world championships and not getting that same attention. He said, what did he say? He said that he won. Yeah. He broke Michael Johnson's American record. Yeah. And he didn't get Athlete of the Year because Mondo did. And that's when he felt that the 100 is more important than the 200 because of that kind of situation.
No, wait. I'm a cite my boy from Sidious Mag, and he was correct. I can't remember his name. I'm bad with names, everybody. But I shouted out his
No, not you. Bad with names.
I'm bad with names. But when Noah said that, I mean, Mondo broke the world record twice that year. Yeah, I mean, and Mondo, you know what I mean? He was the world champion, and I mean, he could not get it. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, man. You got to share the pot a little bit. But I get what he's saying. He's not interested in a 200-meter world championship goal. He already has that. He said his next piece is a 200-meter Olympic goal because he understands the attention that you said it brings to him. You know what I mean? So that's basically what he was saying. He was like, yeah. But he basically said he ain't going to let them beat him either. So he said he's running the 200 next year. They're going to have to work for it, but he's not giving that up.
So that he's doubling. That's what we're saying again? He's going to double?
He's going
for the double.
He's going for the triple. I think he's going to, I mean, that's the only thing left because people are going to shoot holes in his resume because he couldn't get them all done at the same time. Right?
Well, he did. He's the defending actually world champion in the 1, the 2, and the 4x1. So he's defending his 3 titles.
Right.
So that's what we're saying.
Yeah, right. But they want him to do it again. Okay. One time you do it, they're going to think it's luck. He got a repeat. So now you got to do it.
Fabulous. I see you, Fabulous.
He got a repeat. So that's what they want. You know how it is when you drop 9 seconds for the first time. What people want you to do? Run that shit.
You got to do it again. You got to do it again.
Run that shit back. That's what they want you to do.
It just was your day. You got to show us it's your time. There's a difference.
and that's the thing. Nobody. If you look online, you have more Noah haters than. I mean, you have a lot of Noah lovers, but. You have the Noah haters that say, okay, yeah, he ain't the fastest man in the world. He ain't got the world fastest time. But yeah, he beat the guy who had the world fastest time. So how can you deny that he ain't the world fastest man? You know what I mean? Shoot, if that's the case, with them fans behind you, you the fastest man living at 9:45. But we all know that Bolt is the fastest man alive at 9:58. But I'm just saying, like, they don't want to give it to him, right? He beat the person who y'all wanted him to beat. He did it. You know what I mean? So for right now, like I said, we sitting back, we watching a Noah show until somebody dethrones Noah. He is the world and Olympic champion at the same time. He is king. That is what it is. Those are the facts. You can't peel back the facts.
He is king of the sprints.
Right
he is
now.
Definitely king of the sprints right now.
Yes, definitely. But we'll see what happens. Track is all about what have you done for me lately.
So, do you feel that you get more attention from the 100 than you do the 200?
You know that, boy. You've been there. You could explain that to us yourself, man. When you were the world's fastest man, they say you was over there rubbing shoulders with Eddie Murphy and all these other stars, man. I don't know. You might have been at a Diddy party or two. I don't know.
But here we go, man. Here we go. But I must say, I did party with Prince Albert in Monaco, man.
Exactly. So listen, those type of things don't happen. Like, if Noah wins only the 200, is he rubbing shoulders with the F1 god? What's his name?
Lewis Hamilton?
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton. Is he doing that? No. So we can't say...
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Michael Johnson would beg to differ.
Michael Johnson wasn't the 100-meter world champion or Olympic champion.
But he was a 200, though. And he's very popular.
But he wasn't just the champion. He was the world record holder at the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 4x4. So this man had 4 world records. He was undeniably the man.
I had to say it for the chat. I know they're going to bring that into the chat. So,
yeah,
you know.
I mean, which is the reason why Tebogo didn't just get Athlete of the Year because of his Olympic feat. He got it because he broke the 300-meter world record, his split in the 4x4, his silver medal, and the things that he's done this year. Like, he broke 3 national records. You know what I mean? So, like, it wasn't best based on that. It was a body of work that he put together this year.
Across multiple sprints.
Right. And that's why he got it. You know, he's done something that a bunch of people haven't done. And that's why it happened that way. You know what I mean? Moving on to another comment. Noah's still skeptical of joining Grand Slam track. And he said this in his interview also, because it doesn't have a TV sponsor. And he's like, he's not moved by money because he's paid enough now. He's like, yeah, that'll change their lives, but I am at a point in my life where that financial purse doesn't really affect me. And if I do something, I need to be seen doing it. What do you think about him making those statements?
He has his game plan. He knows what he wants to do. When you have a man that's willing to turn down money for exposure, that means he has a plan in order. That means he knows exactly what he needs to do. And if he does something that's going to be televised and is going to be amazing, he feels like he's going to get double, triple, whatever he would earn from just the financial gain of that situation. So listen, what we do all day, we sit and watch YouTube videos of old races. We sit back and watch, you know what I'm saying, Olympic runs. We break down and analyze different races. So I feel like he thinks that having his races and him televised is going to make a difference and a change for him, his success. So I can't knock it. I just think that the exposure needs to be done different for him. You know, you've already become the 100-meter champion, the world champion. Like, now it's a fact of how are you going to get exposure and crossover? That's the exposure that it's time for him to look for. It's become a persona outside of track and field and have a true crossover into a whole different realm. Like a Snoop, you know what I mean? Like, I don't remember last time Snoop even put out a song. You know what I'm saying?
Him and Dr. Dre got a dope song. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah, they did just come out. They just come out with an album too. They did for sure. But my point is like, he went from being an artist that he was known for in the beginning to be more of a personality and a persona. And that has made him the money and success he has later in his career. So I think for someone who's in a sport that doesn't get a lot of views, taking your persona and taking it to the next level is going to be very important. You know?
I think that's what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's in the place, he said in that interview too, he doesn't know if he needs to keep doing his own thing because track and field seems like it wants to stay where it is. And he probably needs to stay in his own bubble and try to move his trajectory. And I think by him saying that, that's why he's been doing the things of racing with the social media people, Speed and Mr. Beast. And now he's pulling in those type of watchers into his world of who Noah Lyles is and what he is about. Because now once they watch him, they be like, oh, this guy is fast. And then they start to gain the interest in what does he like. They know that he likes anime or whatever, you know what I mean? So that more so draws into his world. And with Worlds being in Tokyo, I can't imagine the fanfare surrounding, boy, it's his to lose. Listen, boy, that's your world, boy.
It's about to go, listen, it's about to go stupid for him over there, dog.
But the funny thing is, Keyshawn is really big on that too. You know, that's what I found out, like digging into him a little bit. He watches a lot of that also.
I was going to make a comment to you about this before, and you was like, man, I don't know nothing about that. But last year, you know, Noah was big on Goku. Dragon Ball Z. You know what that is?
Oh yeah, I do. My son watches that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. and throughout the years, you know, Noah has done little references when it came to Dragon Ball Z, the Spirit Bomb and the Kameya Wave and going Ultra Instinct. In 19 when he dyed his hair silver. Those are all paying homage to Dragon Ball Z and Goku, right? The person who levels up after every battle, especially after every defeat. He wants to be able to figure out how he can master himself and be better, be the best fighter, in this case, the best runner in the universe, right? That's what he's partaking in. Now, when you look at Keyshawn put up probably arguably one of the toughest, if not the toughest rivals to Goku, which was Broly. He's an ancient Saiyan, right? So being an ancient Saiyan who has these natural, strong abilities that can go toe-to-toe with Goku, it kind of just already kind of matches up. So watching these two dudes who understand the Saiyan anime and watching them pick opposite, you know, characters going off against each other, I want to see it happen on the track. You know what I'm saying? And I think that in Tokyo, it would make a lot more sense for both of them to kind of like play into those kind of roles. And it'll be able to show a little more personality for both of them. But also you would already get an attraction of fanfare, not only from the track and field world, but from the anime world too. You know what I mean? Because it'll go viral for sure.
I think Adidas is always already going to do that for Noah. Will Nike do it for Keyshawn? I don't know. You know what I mean? But
hell no.
Adidas going to do it for Noah because they understand his marketability now. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, he's trending. This is his world. He already had the comic. He already had. I mean, they made a suit for him with his comic on the back of it, so they're already placating to him making it to Tokyo. You know what I mean? Who gonna upset this whole Keyshawn Noah thing? You know what I mean? Because there's always gonna be somebody. You know, we could be talking about Noah and Keyshawn, and then boom, somebody, you know, shake that junk up, and none of them win. None of them win.
It always happens that way, bro. Always happens that way.
Always. We talk about them two now, but you know, it's always somebody sitting down watching us talk who's upset, like, man, they ain't even talking about me. They ain't even seen the body of work I put together. I had 3 years I put together, and they ain't even talking about me. Watch this. Akeem Blake, is that you? Like, is that you? Could it be you? Could it be the resurgence of Crystal Coleman? Could it be Fred Curley? You know what I mean? Could it be Kenny Bernard? You know what I mean? Could it be Tebogo? Or is it our South African national record holder, Akane Simbini? You know what I mean? We never know. We never know. We never know. You know? What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
Listen, the way Africa is on the rise when it comes to sprinting and just track and field, period, I think they're really finding their foothold, especially in the sprinting realm. I think in the next 3 years, especially leading up to the Olympics, we're going to see some cool, really cool things coming out of Africa. You know, I think, and you listen to people who already at the top, like Tebogo, he's already talking about the movement of Africa. You know what I mean? He's not just talking about himself. He's not just talking about Botswana. He's talking about the continent itself. So that shows you there's unity, and they're kind of giving each other those winks, those, hey, I see you. You know what I mean? So if there's unity already happening within that realm, you already know behind the curtains, iron sharpening iron in that situation. So I don't know who's going to break it up between Noah and Keyshawn, but I'll let you know right now, the world is sharpening their knives. They getting ready for that fight because they know just last year how close it was to win. You see that? Like, it was damn near a blanket finish. It was that close to win. So if that means that I need to just work on my start a little more, work on my acceleration a little more, I hope those guys who didn't get a chance to get on that podium, or the ones who wanted to get on top of that podium, I hope they really realize that you just got to work 10% harder. That's it. That 10% is going to make a big difference for your career, bro. If you see that you lost because of that, or you won because of that, that's a game changer.
Man, you got somebody training in the shadows right now, like Batman or Bane, man. I mean, shoot, they in the shadows right now, and they gonna do some pride. We might not know who we talking about right now, but it's gonna hit next year where you see a newcomer, and by the time you punch them in the mouth, they gonna be looking like, oh, but we can't react, bro. He here. He here. We've had a few people like that. We had Louis in the semifinals.
Louis Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, he looked like
Hinchcliffe.
that. In the semifinals, he was out there punching everybody in the mouth, boy. He's out there. You know what I mean? Tebogo, you know what I mean? They didn't see Tebogo closing like he did this year. I mean, we've seen a lot of things early, but a lot of people didn't know if he could hold on to it. You know what I mean? Shoot, we seen when Fred dropped down, like a lot of people think Fred couldn't do it, and then Fred did it. So who's it going to be? Who's going to be the newcomer that's training in the dark right now? Who's going to say, enough is enough? It's my time now. Like you said, man, who's going to take Noah off his pedestal? We don't know, right? Because every time he's lined up the race, he's proved everybody's wrong, right? I think Noah's in that position where, like you said, he's watching all of his competitors. People don't know that Noah's not sitting at home with his fiance with his feet kicked up. This man is strategizing on how he's transcending the rest of his career, on how he is going to get the rest of his medals and solidify the rest of his life. He is not chilling. He's always thinking about how he can be better. So with that being said, I hope they ain't training for last year, Noah. Because the Noah that's going to come this year is going to be probably a little different.
100%. My narrative of what 2025 would look like for Noah, I think I would love for him to kind of roll his sleeves up and go to work on that 200. And why I say this, because he made a comment before where he wants to go after threatening the world record in the 200, right? Now, maybe now, 100-meter Noah doesn't feel like there's no reason to do so, right? What is it going to amount to? But the effort that he would give to put out there, it would potentially kill two birds with one stone. And what I mean by that is he would be making history, right? Breaking that record. But also, we know that that's what Tebogo is going to be focused on. We know the fact that he's trying to make his mark in that 200 realm. That's going to be his sweet spot. And I think it's going to look like, oh, Noah dropped down to the one which left the 200 vacant. All right, cool. Does that mean vacant, or does that mean you got pushed out? Because now they're going to run times that's 19.4s, possibly 19.3. Are we going to see Noah come back into the two and be like, hold up now, hold on. Y'all wilding out. Y'all trying to get a little too fast without me. Now let me show you what it's really about. So I like to see him take a little more serious in the 200 and see what that looks like. You know, he made a comment that he wants to go for the world record. Let's see it. We haven't had a world record in a long time in the sprints.
Yes, we have not. We have not had one in a while. But there are rumors that Tebogo stays away from the 100 this year and that he does 2.4. Which is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Watching him run it. I feel like he could go either way. I feel like he's probably the most complete all-around sprinter we've seen in this generation, bro. And the funny thing, he's so young. It's crazy. It gives me chills, man. People be like, I love the ball, but I mean, when you put together what he's done in the last 2 or 3 years, it's nothing short of amazing. Because we've not watched anybody else do that.
I would love to see that.
Within the same year. Because I know everybody will be like, oh yeah, Michael did it. No, we have not had anybody run 9.8, 30 point, and split 43-0 in the same year. You know what I mean?
And he opened the season with a 44-20.
Yeah.
So let's not forget that either. So
yeah, so we haven't in 19-4, like we've not had an athlete in this generation do what he's done. You know what I mean? When you put together that body of work of what he just put together this year, it is definitely unmatched. So that's what has me in awe of him. You know what I mean? I'm like, is there more? You know what I mean? Shoot. That's how I was with Quincy. When Quincy ran the 45-15 or 17, I think he ran, young Quincy. I was like, oh man, this guy's the guy. What else can he give us? Then that boy later in the season dropped 44-20. And I was like, Lord, what else? Like, what else? You know what I mean? So he definitely deserved. Oh, speaking of awards, Quincy got an award at the USATF. We're going to have some of those that we're going to mention today. Quincy got an award, and as he should, man. He's the world record 44-20 for a 16-year-old. Oh my God, that's just crazy, man. It's just crazy because when he raced against people who were very capable of running that time, adults. You know what I mean? No shade to the adults because that's a fast time whether you're an adult or a child. You know what I mean? It's a very respectable time. It's not like it's it was just 44-20. No, 44-20 is a pretty swift time for a professional. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not a walk in the park. I just wanted everybody to know that. So that's something amazing. He should have gotten an award. Gabby got Athlete of the Year, Gabby Thomas.
Gabby Thomas got Athlete of the Year. Grant Holloway, he got Athlete of the Year as well. Congratulations to those two.
I think that was well deserving for Grant. You know what I mean? I think, now that he holds both crowns in the World Championships and Olympics, and he has the indoor world record, I think the only thing they're waiting for him to tackle, man, is that outdoor world record. And he right there, man, he does that. I mean, you already have people of the past saying that he's the best to ever do it. Like people who've done that event, respectable people in that event to say, hey, he is him.
I've encountered 3 legends in that event. 3 bona fide legends in that event. And they all told me the same thing. I said, who's the best hurdler that you have ever seen in your event? And they all said Grant Holloway. I not that I was shocked that it wouldn't be the answer that it needed to be, but it's the fact of it was unanimous. It wasn't no him and Han like, it was like, it was Grant Holloway.
And these are the people who I've talked to. One's had a world record, one's had an American record, and one was a coach who's seen, I'd say 900 years of track and field. And they've all said Grant is the best. So that was well-deserved for Grant, man. Let's clap it up for Grant.
Absolutely.
What other awards were notable at USATF?
Once again, you said Youth Athlete of the Year will go to Quincy Wilson. Mm-hmm. He did his thing. You have Legacy Award goes to Dwight Phillips, one of the best long jumpers of our era. And not a bad sprinter at all, man. Sub-10 sprinter, 9.9 sprinter. You know what I mean? So,
hey, Dwight, get that feel. Hey, let's get the pitch deck for the field. You a legacy athlete, man. Dwight Phillips. Shout out to Dwight Phillips.
Win.
Let's
win.
Let's get. I think he has a group in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He has his own group in Atlanta. So yeah, man. Hey, let's try to develop a pitch deck, man. Let's get this field thing on the road, man. We could have Will Clay rapping at that boy. You know what I mean? And jumping. He could do a 2-part. You know what I mean? Shout out to Will Clay, man. Shout out to
exactly. We don't need no more Meg Thee Stallion. We got Will Clay, dog.
Yeah, we got Will Clay
on the
man.
stage.
Will Clay.
Well, come on the show, dog.
Yeah, come on the show, man. We want you on the show.
For sure. Hey, we for Coach of the Year, we have Joanna Hayes, Coach Joanna Hayes, the great.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, she coached amazing athletes, man. She should be. I think she's in a new place now. She left USC, correct?
Yeah, she just went right across the street to UCLA.
She's the head coach, though.
Yeah, she's the head coach.
She the boss chick. Chick ain't what it was called.
Yeah, she
the boss now.
I wonder what's that like though when you go across, like you really moved over to the ops.
Like you really went over to the ops. Like that's like KD when KD went over to Golden State. Like it was just like you over there with the ops, dog. That's crazy.
You know, she gonna be recruiting in the same area she been recruiting. She gonna be like, you know, these my stomping grounds. Take your little. Nah, shout out to Miss Joanna, man. You know what I mean? Amazing hurdler, by the way, gold medalist. You know, shout out to her.
She said that USC is old. Come over here to that blue and gold.
That's not what she said. You better stop it.
I heard her. No, I'm just playing.
You starting stuff, boy. Don't do that.
Joanna, you can have that. Go ahead and take that. Go ahead and take the audio visits. So inspirational Olympic performance goes, and that's the Wing Award. That goes to Quincy Hall, the 400 meter Olympic gold medalist, man. I mean, an amazing feat that he put together, for sure. An amazing feat that he put together. Also, female wing inspirational performance of the Olympics was Sydney. Obviously. Undeniable. Yeah. So the undeniable Sydney. That's almost how I call it. So we also have
it's interesting to see what a year look like next year, you know, because they won't. I mean, Bobby Kersey won't relinquish what he's going to do. Is she going to run the 400 hurdles again? Is she going to run the 400? Is she going to run the 200? What is she going to do? You know what I mean? Nobody knows, but her year is definitely going to be interesting.
Well, yeah. Once again, my bad. It wasn't inspirational for her. It was the most dominant performance.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going out there breaking world records every year, you put your name in an era of Mondo Duplantis. Like you just around here collecting bonus checks.
Facts. And our girl, Masai Russell, with the breakthrough performance of the year. It goes to her with her Olympic feat, going out there, capturing that gold in the Olympics. So
hey man, she out there training hard, boy. I'm trying to tell y'all, boy, them hurdlers who out there, I watched her train the other day. I ain't gonna say too much, boy, but she is not satisfied. I could tell you that. She's not satisfied. She's out there, she's hungry. She trying to have that double crown.
In her event, she's gonna have to keep on training. She could never settle.
Oh, she know
her
that.
Event, her event is the hardest event to be a winner in consistently. So she's going to have to be able to be on her P's and Q's, and not just her, all those females, because I've heard shoe companies say it. If you put all those names in a bag, like if you lined them up on the track and you ran that race 8 times, you would have 8 different winners. So that tells you the talent pool that's in the female short hurdles. So everyone's going to have to be on point. I
got somebody who I know for sure beg to differ. They beg to differ. You run that race over 3 times, it's them. I ain't gonna say the name though.
It's me.
They said they ain't gonna let it happen again though.
So, all right. Congratulations to all those athletes winning that award at the USA Track and Field annual meeting. They had the sneaker gala this year where they wear the tuxedos or the gowns with their sneakers. I think that's a pretty cool idea they had. And yeah, man, that's what we got going on right now.
Yeah, man. Shoot. We appreciate. I think that's all we got for today. We appreciate everybody watching. Once again, Merry Christmas, season's greetings, Happy Hanukkah, all of that from RSG. We want to thank all of our listeners for listening to us. And, you know, we out here working on the holidays, putting out content, man. So y'all go ahead, tell your friends about us, share our page, like, subscribe, share often. You know what I mean? Tell somebody about us who doesn't watch track and field. Hopefully they watch us and they love us. But until next time, go ahead.
Whoa. And stay tuned. We got a couple more interviews coming down the pipeline, and we know y'all would love it. So stay tuned. We're here for y'all. Y'all be here for us. Now take us out.
Definitely. Until next time on our next show with Ready, Set, Go!